Welcome to Lanmoutarot. This is a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, anywhere Sagittarius is in your chart. If you feel pulled towards this reading, this is for you. This is for the second week of January 2020. And this is right before we have that lunar eclipse in Cancer. So, and I've been picking up a lot of that energy for a couple of days now. It was so intense yesterday. I was supposed to do this reading to record yesterday, and I couldn't even. It was just too much. And I feel like there's a message for all of us as a collective, for us to pay attention to the way we are living our life, to introspect, to evaluate, the decisions that we are making, and are we going along just for our own personal benefits, and how are we considering the effect that our life, our decisions, our actions are having in the greater good, the greater community, right? Not just your own community, but also the community of this world, of this planet, of the universe for that matter, right? What are we contributing? We have that the sun, the earth, and the moon in perfect alignment during this time of that lunar eclipse, and the earth is reflecting its shadow into the moon. It's asking us, what is the reflection that we are leaving behind, especially for those of us, like, in regards to the nurturing that we receive at home. Like, like, how is that being reflected now on our parents? Like, how's our life being reflected on the nurturing that we are received? Like, what are we nurturing? What are we doing to our own children? What are we teaching them? When we go in public with them, the way they act, the way they, how is it, like, their actions, their decisions, their life, how is that going to reflect back on us? And it's the same thing with of our parents, right? That's really the energy I'm getting. And how is it that we are learning? How are we teaching them to understand they're not just in it for individualistic needs and wants, even in the spiritual community. And I mean, we, as me included, we can be so, self-absorbed, and like, we want to do new moon, full moon rituals more for what can I get for my own personal benefit, on how I can manifest the soulmate, and how I can manifest, abundance in regard to money and things and whatnot. And we never stop back to really take a moment. Yes, the things that we gain, yes, our blessing, yes, the things that we are enjoying, it adds to it, but we really have to do that in consideration to everyone else. I feel like we don't do that enough. And spirit is pushing us, the universe is pushing us. It's like we're going to a cycle where we're being challenged to take more like a macro look of our world, like the bigger picture, okay? And Sagittarius, you're all about the big picture. You are about the expansion, ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter right now is also in Capricorn. This is like that Sagittarius energy, and like to look at the macro look, like to travel beyond our own little village, our own city, our own community, to pay attention to what's going on across the world, okay? To pay attention to the people that are most vulnerable, and how can we have a good effect, positive effect on it. Energy work at the bottom of the deck. Let's start your reading here. I'm getting very chatty in just reading, but the energy has been flowing. I told you guys, if I had recorded yesterday, that nth would have probably been 30 minutes, because there was so much coming through. So here we have for you, Sagittarius. Life can be electrifying because its very essence is energy. Your body is a remarkable energy field that will positively respond to loving treatments. Your hands and heart are activated to give healing energy to your loved ones and clients. And this card here is a reason I'm an energy healer. Is a reason why I became a certified Reiki master. And for some of you right now that are watching this reading, there's a message in here for you, that you have healing abilities like every single person, but you have been activated, your hands, your hearts, to give healing energy to others. We all can self-heal with our own thoughts, our own higher self. Even as a Reiki practitioner, that's one of the things when I brief my clients before I start a session, I always explain to them how Reiki works. And I'll explain to them that I'm not, you know, um, I'm not doing anything per se to heal you. It's not me doing something. And by healing, I mean to remove blockages from your energetic field, to remove any kind of dis-ease from that is creating any kind of angst, any kind of ailment, any kind of resistance and blockages, you know, in your energy centers, in your life, that's going to materialize in symptoms, in physical symptoms in your body, in your emotion, the way you're going to actually feel them and react to them as well. It's you healing yourself. I'm just connecting you. I'm just a conduit for the energy to connect you to your higher self, not so much even you, to connect your higher self to that universal energy life force. So we all have that capacity through our higher self to self-heal. But you, Sagittarius, during this time, Spirit is calling on you to tell you, your role in this big picture, in this greater community, is to be, is to bring relief and healing to the people around you, to your loved ones, and perhaps other people as well. And look what it came with: entrepreneur. So you're being redirected towards a career here in the healing. Healing could be different. There's different modalities. I happen to be a Reiki healer, and I am currently I'm getting my certification in hypnotherapy, right? So I feel like that's gonna be a great value, especially for those people that especially for to help people with past life trauma, childhood trauma. That's where really I want to zone in, because I feel a lot of us, most of our baggages we carry around, we don't even know what it is. We're being weighted down. Most of us, we don't even know how to ask for help because we don't even know what it is, because it's past life trauma. It's things that happened in our childhood that we cannot even, we either have compartmentalized that we can't even access, right? So this is my path. I've been called on for going on 3 years now, and this is, for me, it's been a world journey. I did not expect that. I'll tell you that. No one could be more surprised than me that I'm doing this, that what I'm doing right now, giving this intuitive reading, relaying that message from Spirit to you. Okay, that's, for me, that was not at all in the cards. My career is very different, and I was working towards something very different. Okay, so for those of you to have this card here, as telling you, self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your co-workers and teammates who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. You have a whole team with you, Sagittarius. Have no fear. Spirit is calling you to go towards a career, to go towards energy, healing career, where your hands and heart can bring comfort, healing, relief to others, not just yourself. And this you'll also be abundant in, because they're telling you this is the way for you to get your self-employment. Okay, they're encouraging you, especially for those of you that have been contemplating it, that have been getting these little hints, these little nudges. This is your confirmation. Go for it. Okay, we have a whole stack here. I'm gonna take all of it for you. Okay, Sagittarius. We have Uriel and the Sphinx, number 21. This is the last major arcana. This is like the world card, okay, on this deck. This is the Akashic tarot we have here. This is Uriel and the Sphinx. Ending of a karmic cycle, completing a karmic cycle, okay? Like, literally, look at the looming moon. and that Uriel looks so little facing that Sphinx. Humbly, understanding your place in the whole big scheme of things. Saturn energy, the world card. it represents Saturn in the tarot. Okay, this is that Saturnian energy we all are under right now with so many planets in Capricorn. This is like literally us understanding that it's time to bring order and a sense of discipline into our life in a way that's not concentrated so much in the personal. Okay, in a way that we understand that we are part of a larger community. Okay, and we have access to all the information, Ilarian here, to spirit, to the invisible realm, in other, to create, to co-create, I should say, and to feel a sense of safety, a sense of like spirit just say here, we are your teammates. Okay, we are your co-creator. You have co-creator all around you. Information that you feel like I could never, I don't know anything about this. Just know that you have a whole team around you to boost you up. You can tap onto when you're working in a team on a project. What do you do? The things that are not your strong suits, you rely on them for that, right? The work is allocated based on, okay, this is your expertise, so this is your part, you take care of that, and then we all bring it together. That's usually what you do when you have even in school, when you have a team project to do. Lean on your team, on your spiritual team during this time. Ask for guidance. Meditate. Whichever form of meditation that you feel the most comfortable with. If it's taking a walk in nature, if it's just sitting under a tree, if it's listening to some meditation, binaural beats, if it's you journaling your thoughts and ideas, if it's you sitting, emptying your mind, focusing on your breathing, if it's you just calling out some mantras, even chanting, meditate. There's inspiration coming your way, and please have don't feel, have confidence. Have confidence in your abilities. Have confidence in your inner knowing that you're doing something that can be helpful, that will be helpful toward other people. And for me, this is a lesson, an ongoing lesson. Okay. I mean, if you had asked me 3 years ago, like, would you be able to do energy healing? I'd be like, oh, I believe some people are born with that gifts. That's how, the way I thought about it. And I grew up in an environment that was very spiritual. People have spiritual gifts, and it's just not something that's outwardly or bizarre. It's just a regular. And I still believe that being able to use your own, and to use energy, the hands, to bring comfort, to bring healing, to remove blockages, to help people. I would have told you, yeah, some very rare people have these beautiful gifts, and I would have found it eccentric even. Here I am. Have confidence in that inner knowing. Okay, Sagittarius, Spirit is calling you not just to entertain the idea, but they're calling you to pick up the torch. They're calling you to pick up the torch. It's your turn to that universal life force here, that fire that stays burning. You're going to light up your torch on that fire. Okay? That's where your strength comes from. And to know they are with you. Action is required, not just contemplation. Action. To be an entrepreneur, to make it your way of life. That's a tall order. That's very direct. Energy work, entrepreneur. That's what we want you to do. We want you to do that. This is your disposition. Self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Your intentions to provide healing. Your intentions to do energy work. Don't For those of you, if you've been you're working in a work situation where you feel like your energy is getting sucked, where you feel like when you go there you don't feel well, you don't feel good, you feel like you're going against yourself, where you're always in a conflict within yourself because the environment, the situation is not conducive to you, because for some of you, you have grown so much spiritually. You are vibing at such high vibration that like this situation here, it's like you can no longer entertain the bickering. Perhaps it's a toxic work situation, the disagreements, the conflict, the office politics. You might have been feeling it for a while for a lot of you, and you did not know whether that was for you. You did not know the path to follow. Just believe in meditation. Spirit's gonna keep guiding you along each path. They're all your teammates here, okay? Follow your intuition, that divine guidance. And divine guidance, you're gonna be guided. Follow your intuition and divine guidance, you're gonna be guided along, and what the steps to take. And trust and believe. There's a karmic cycle that you are on that is completing. There's a job that you used to do that you'll never it's just not for you anymore. It's not to say it was bad. Yes, there were lessons to learn. That was something that you know that was part of your journey. Now there's a new cycle that's about to start for you. A new cycle in connection with spirit, in concert with spirit. The Ark of the Covenant, because you have a tall job here to do on this planet, in this realm. The Ark of the Covenant is also talked about in the Bible. It is the keeper and the protector of the mystery of the divine. Some people believe the Ark of the Covenant is the remains of Jesus. Some people believe the Ark of the Covenant is that's a secret goblet, if you will. Some people believe the Ark of the Covenant is that cloth that Jesus was wrapped into. There's different understanding of it, but it is part, and it goes way beyond that. It goes way further than that, right? The world of spirituality does not start 2,000 years ago. No. The Ark of the Covenant, it is the secret mysteries. It is the secret mysteries of God, of the divine. And you are being called to be part of that team, to pick on to light your torch. You are giving a torch here. You are giving homework here. You are giving a task here by spirit. Number 11. Seven of Scrolls, intricacies and industry. It's kind of like the Seven of Air. All of this, by the way, major arcana, these are stuff you cannot stop. Like this, all the first three cards we just went over here, major arcana energy on the Akashic Tarot. Followed by the Seven of Air, intricacies and industries. Just like we see, someone following a plan here, building. This is not building a house. This is building what seems like a church, a cathedral, at least the facade of it. And there's a plan right there. Here are the plans. There are building blocks, and someone is putting the bricks. So as you go forward, step by step, methodically, to follow the guidance that you'll be giving, to follow the plan, to do it, because you have the abilities. You're gonna be giving the abilities. You already have the abilities to create this new beginning for yourself. Okay? Especially for those of you that saying here, entrepreneurs, self-employment. You say, I'll never own a business before. I don't know what that is. I don't even know how to be an energy worker. And now you're on top of it to learn that and to do a business. You will be giving the know-how. Don't worry about that. You have a whole team with you. Just follow the guidance, okay? Because Spirit is telling you there is a plan in play, and little by little, brick by brick, you will build it. You will get there, and they will help you along with that, okay? Eight of Roses, beautiful community. That's all it's about. Look at the warmth in this card. People sitting together, laughing, enjoying each other. Curtains open, allowing the light to come in, right? It's just so beautiful. It shows happiness here. It shows friendship, right? It shows there's a sense here of everyone is feeling good to be there. Like by leaving the situation, they're probably gonna feel a sense of, oh, I can't wait to see you again. And look at this beautiful sunflower on that table. Oshun. There's some high priestess here watching this. Okay, here we go. 9 of Cups. Your happiness is on the line. I don't really need clarification. I'm just curious. This is the 8 of Roses. So remember, the 8 of Roses, the Roses on this deck is kind of like the Cups energy, right? This will be like the 8 of Cups. So for some of you, you may need to leave behind something that has become it's not so much like it was bad. It was that became kind of like comfortable, perhaps even stagnant. So you can go towards your happiness. So you can go towards your 9 of Cups. Okay? And a lot of you, it will be a job, it will be a situation, it may be even an environment, a location. Because with the 3, with the World card, there's a sense of travel too. Okay? And usually it's more like long distance travel. So for some of you, may have to leave a place behind. Ace of Cups, to go towards your new beginning. Your wish fulfillment. The 9 of Cups plus the Ace of Cups, that gives you 10 of Cups. That's the ultimate happiness. Do we need anything else? No. Look at this. 4 of Pentacles. New financial foundation. That's what you're moving towards here. Building something new for yourself, okay? Brick by brick. Building a new financial foundation for yourself. Building a new financial foundation for yourself. Spirit is pushing you very hard towards that. And it's going to bring you a lot of abundance, a lot of fulfillment. Okay? And before I go on this deck, let me before I give you the last message here, I want to read a little bit from the number 11, the Arc of the Covenant from the book for you. They're pulling my attention towards that. So let's see here. There's a message in there for you. Okay? Okay, your karma does not rule you. You rule it. When the work becomes too great, taking a rest doesn't break with your covenant. It supports it. You understand the phases of time and energy, and you work within these phases. Some of your karmic directives at this time may involve other people. If so, make sure there is no urgency, need, or personal agenda in play. Don't let yourself get pulled into an emotional drama. Know that the things that require your attention now reflect a commitment that has a far-reaching influence that may impact your present as well as your future lives. So, continue to work toward your highest purpose, to uphold the sacred covenant you have to touch the world with your light. My goodness. That's why they wanted me to read it to you guys. That's for you. You have to touch the world with your light. That touch that you're being passed to, that's being passed on to you. For the greater good. It's something that will, it doesn't just require just you. It has a far-reaching influence that may impact your present and your future. And also a higher purpose. And that's the energy that we started this reading with, Sagittarius. Us being pulled toward the purpose of the greater good. This is karmic. World card, karmic cycle. Life spins cycle here. What you do here is it has a high-reaching influence, not just this lifetime. But also not just you, your own personal world, but for the greater good at large. Okay, and we are all as a collective being pulled on that. And I feel like your mission is to go towards a career, to go towards self-employment, doing energy work, bringing the light to people, your light to people, because you have been activated to do so. And yes, you will be okay. Yes, you may have to start again from scratch, but you will be okay. You're setting a new financial foundation for yourself. And it will gonna bring you a lot of happiness. Okay? We have 9 of Cups and Ace of Cups here. This is very strong, Sagittarius, for you. This is like, and I say, this is a tall order, but you got this, because Spirit's got you. You have a whole team. Let me pull this card for you again, Ilarian. You cannot see them. They're here. The invisible realm. They're here all around you. As you study, as you're planning, as you're researching, as you're preparing, as you're building. For you, for a higher purpose, for the greater good. Notes from the universe. Let's see what message come up for you. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. This is a real blessing being able to do this, to receive that message for you, because there's such synchronicity here and it's so direct. It's so polished. It's just like, I see why I could not record yesterday, because it was just too much. I needed to allow the energy to settle. Be true to yourself is on top. This is, there's message on both sides. This is the card that actually came out for you. And it says things are about to get really juicy. And I feel some people may be, may have opinions about your new path, may have opinions about your decisions going forward. And Spirit is asking you to be true to yourself. Know your path, know your soul purpose, and to do the things that spiritually you're being guided to do. Your higher self is calling you to do. And not to worry so much about the naysayers, not to worry so much about people that have things to say, okay? A little heads up on an addiction that afflicts all really old souls. Giving love eventually becomes an even greater need than receiving love. See, you're not strange. Love. Giving love. Giving love. Giving of your love. Giving of your light. It becomes eventually an even greater need than receiving. So as you start giving, as you start the work, to start doing the work, all the happiness you're gonna get from it, all the financial abundance some of you gonna get from it, it's gonna be very little to that need you're gonna feel like to give. Okay, all of that reward you're gonna be receiving, the need to give is gonna be even greater, and that is part of a spiritually evolved person. Because as you learn more, as you understanding more, as you're feeling more, as you getting this enlightenment, all of a sudden you feel like it cannot be contained. It cannot stay on the personal. And that's why all of us, as we're all becoming more spiritually aware, and how we evolving more, we're getting more enlightened as a collective, we're gonna be challenged so we can also face outwardly to look at the macro view. That's why all these energies are happening right now. It's the same message. What are we doing to better our world? What are we doing for our fellow beings? What are we doing? How are we allowing our light and our love, our kindness, our generosity, our resources to help those that are most vulnerable, to bring comfort, to bring healing, to bring joy? And that need to give, that need is going to become even more rewarding, more fulfilling. It's going to become more addictive than receiving. And that's what we're working towards. But it's a transition, right? There's work to be done along the way. There's understanding that needs to be had along the way. And Sagittarius, I feel like for some of you, you are further along than most in that journey. And you have a very tall order here from Spirit. And I hope for those of you that this message resonate. Please contact me. If you just send me an email, leave a comment. If you feel like you need to talk on, you feel like you need some guidance, or you don't know where to turn, what's your first step, that is part of it. Spirit will use people in your life. I knew about Reiki for a good I researched it for a good 2 years, and everything I saw was more like long distance Reiki healing, and I really wanted a face-to-face experience. Like I really wanted to get the training from somebody. I really needed to feel it, to be in the moment. So I never took the initiative to actually contact anyone to do any of those classes, to go to the training, to online. And then out of nowhere, I don't remember what happened, something came to my, I started researching it again, and long behold, not even 5 minutes away from me, That's where my trainer has been located for years. And the whole time when I was researching before that, that never popped up. Literally, when I say not even 5 minutes away from me, has a physical office, giving Reiki healing and training and classes, doing energy work right here. It wasn't time yet for me. When the time was supposed to be, that same night I see, I'm like, I can't believe this. I just sent her a brief email going like, I'm so excited to find you. Like, I just saw her picture. I felt so at ease. Like, the moment I saw her image, I went on the website. I just kind of like, I just knew. It's like, it's almost like when you go to a place, you're like, okay, I can stay here. I can vibe here. You feel comfortable. That's kind of what it was. And I sent an email. She replied back that same evening. And guess what? Same evening, I went online, applied, did the registration and paid my fee, and I was booked on the next class. That's the way it happens when it's supposed to happen. You will get your guidance. So for those of you, especially for those of you that are like in the Southeast region, or any of you really that are considering that it doesn't have to be Reiki, whatever your modality is, and for most of you that this message will connect with, you have already been getting the nudging. Do you have an idea of where it is that Spirit's been calling you to go towards, where your interest lays? Okay, and if you don't, and you just want someone to talk to, just reach out. Like, seriously, just like reach out. And I'm sending you so much love during this time, and thank you so much for your support. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next week. Until then, Sagittarius, meditate and soaking all the love, connect with Spirit, and remember, love is the only answer. Bye.